All right, everyone, welcome back into another Fantasy Golf video. We are back covering the Sanderson Farms Championship. As always, I'm going to be giving you guys the top picks and plays, whether you're playing on DFS or betting. We'll have you guys covered in this video without taking up too much of your time. So with that, let's go ahead and get on into this week. All right, so just talking about kind of the tournament preview for this week, it is important to call out the timing of this event. Okay, so obviously taking place early October. Course conditions tend to play a little bit different in the fall, for one, than what we typically see in the summer. But also, more importantly, we just haven't seen a lot of these golfers play competitively in several months now, probably a couple of months on average, but some of these golfers 3 months where we haven't seen them play competitively on the PGA Tour, that is. This typically leads to high variance results. Okay, so golfers that may be good plays on paper might have lost their form. You know, I think like calling Collin Morikawa's performance out from the Ryder Cup is somewhat of a decent example. Had, the Ryder Cup played 3 months prior, Collin Morikawa probably would have showed up a little bit more. Form gets lost and gained throughout the whole season. Now, typically speaking, really elite golfers can find that, just after one bad round sometimes or a bad week event. Whereas some of these golfers, it could take, a month or two to get back into form. And it's also more difficult for them if they are playing good golf to keep up that good golf or even play better golf as well. So we typically do see high variance results for this week. And when we go ahead and take a peek at course history, we are actually getting some players that I think we're going to be targeting a decent amount. Henrik Norlander as price is someone that to me really stands out. That's a strange one. Bo Hosler, we know he's a scorer. Don't mind him. Christian Bezuidenhout's very appealing this week as well. We are getting plenty of golfers that do have good enough course history in most situations, making 2 out of 3 cuts or only missing 1 cut out of 4 starts. That is something that's at least encouraging to me. We are getting a decent amount of golfers this week that have shown up. But for example purposes, like Joel Damon, missed cut last year when coming into this event, he was decent. That stuff is going to occur again this week. We just know it. So stat fit wise, what are the key stats that we're looking at? Well, this is typically just a course where you just need to be playing good golf and hitting good shots. So birdie to bogey ratio, ball striking, total driving is what we're looking at, and then strokes gained approach as well. So Garrett Higgo has a small sample size, but we know Rico Hoy, who's priced up pretty well, he's going to be a good stat fit for us. Ricky Castillo is good. Ben Cole's kind of popping up in there, interesting. Michael Thorbjornsen, Emiliano Grillo is someone I really like. Kevin Yu, last year's winner, a golfer that can go out and score as well. So he's going to be appealing there as well. Now, when we go ahead and talk about recent form, this is going to be with a little bit of an asterisk. Again, we haven't seen a lot of these golfers in a long time, right? And so that does, again, create a lot of volatility for this week. Akshay is the highest priced golfer on the slate. He is in the best form. Good, right? Grillo, priced up a decent amount. Second best form in the field. I think we're going to be targeting him. Mark Hubbard, Patrick Fishburne, Vince Whaley. This is the nice part, is that you can kind of tell DraftKings was struggling with pricing this week because there's 20 golfers that are basically the same. And in a lot of situations, some of the players, how they are priced is more what I like to call name value as opposed to like game value. So let's go ahead and just talk about the favorites, those golfers that are 9K and above in regards to their price. So I do think if you can afford to fit Akshay into your builds, you should do that. He's going to be the favorite to win this week. We're getting average odds of him at about 20-1, which to me are pretty darn solid. I feel like that's a pretty comfortable number for him there. Course history-wise, has played the event, so that's something that's encouraging to me. Key stat-wise, guys, only the 14th best in the field, but overall not too bad there. Recent form-wise, best in the field. We see his recent results, all pretty darn good. 11th at the Pro Tour Championship. So I do like someone having already played in the fall swing. That is just a little cherry on top. So the fact that he already played well there, like that. Tour Championship 13th, we don't necessarily care too much about the playoff results. We just don't, especially those no cut events. Like, good, you played 50% in the field, great. And then from there, I think we just kind of go down and scroll down a little bit. Like Michael Thorbjornsen, who's actually popping up as the top player this week, is to me pretty darn interesting as a click. We see the form that he's been in, pretty solid results. 3M Open, kind of a random miscut when we look back at it. But overall, playing good golf again, top 20 at the Pro Tour Championship. That is something that we like. I do think he makes sense as a good outright bet as well. Obviously, 23-1 odds. I feel pretty comfortable with that. Again, to him on FanDuel, top 10 stat fit, 18th best in recent form. Again, a little bit spotty, but again, like the fact they played well at the Pro Tour Championship. Very good stat fit, top 10 in the field. Good in birdie bogey ratio, good in ball striking, good in control driving. That all bodes well for him this week. And he finished top 10 at this event last year. So that's where he becomes appealing there as well. And then to me, guys, one of my favorite plays on the slate is going to be Emiliano Grillo. So Grillo, I am considering a core play this week. We can get him at 40-1 odds on FanDuel. That feels like a very good number for a golfer that's been playing some great golf. You look at his recent form, finished 4th at the Pro Court Championship, 50th at the FedEx St. Jude. Again, don't care too much about that. All his recent form starts after that are pretty out there in terms of when they last took place, but over his last 7 starts did have a top 10 at the John Deere Classic. Actually, runner-up finished there at the John Deere Classic. He's going to be a top 5 stat fit as well, with nothing really concerning in regards to his top stat fits. Okay, he's top 25 or better in all the key stats that we're looking at. He's also the 2nd best specialist in the field. You look at his course history, really only 1 miscut here over the last 4 years, 11th last year, and then 3 years ago, 5th place finish. So that all bodes well for Emiliano Grillo, and he is going to be a player that we are going out of our way to roster. And then from there, like guys, Jacob Bridgman to me is someone that really does stand out as well. Just a little bit too cheap, I would say, but again, kind of makes sense with his pricing. Like him as that outright bet as well at 46-1 odds, very good odds for him as well. Just playing solid golf across the board, closing out the season. Not the best stat, that is a little bit concerning. Finished 11th at this event last year, though, so that bodes well for him there as well. Højgaard here, he's someone that did struggle on the DP Tour in a recent start, kind of Rico Hoy, we know he's going to be a great stat fit. He could kind of pull the Kevin Yu, where he does have course history. Rico Hoy, not good course history, but very good stat fit. If everything comes together, we know he does have top 10 upside. He's actually made the cut in his last 6 starts, and over his last 4 starts has 2 top 10 finishes. So he is someone, again, kind of outright wise, I think makes a lot of sense. GPP play only for DFS purposes, but if you want to bet on him 36-1, pretty darn good odds. I think that's a quality option for us on this slate. Alex Smalley is someone that if mentally, if he had to create a reset, is going to be someone we could look at, but course history wise, phenomenal guys. 5th, 16th, miscut 31st, good stat fit as well. So not a terrible click there as well. So we continue on into this mid tier, and it's okay. These are all kind of just more name options though, right? This is kind of where I'm saying they kind of just plugged in some of these players because of their name. And I think we can kind of in a way skip over this range. Sure. Do I expect these players to play well? Yes. But for the most part, I don't really like any of the golfers in this range that much, except for one, and that's going to be Mark Hubbard. So Mark Hubbard is one of my favorite outright bets this week. Again, kind of looking at FanDuel, they're giving us the best odds this week and points bet for what it's worth. But FanDuel 61-1 odds. He has an average odds of about 55-1. You can get him at 8K on DraftKings. Recent form, again, asterisks here, guys, but made the cut the Pro Court Championship. We're fine with that. 3rd at the Wyndham Championship, and just been on a pretty solid make cut streak of 7 straight events in a row. Key stat wise, not elite, but not bad. 21st in the field. Nothing too concerning there for him. He just plays quality golf. Okay. Course history-wise, pretty phenomenal as well. So, 63rd last year, and then 6th and 5th place finishes at this event. Really like Mark Hubbard this week at 8K. It's a very valuable option. And so from there, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump now into the low tier. So a lot of quality options here, I will say. I'm kind of probably looking at more of this range than other ranges. In terms of the core play I'm going to give you guys here, I was really in a toss-up between 2 of them. Patrick Fishburne or Vince Whaley. To me, they're kind of both viable options. Vince Whaley obviously has really strong course history. 5th in the field in recent form. Best specialist. Probably should have went with him, honestly. But I think Patrick Fishburne, we're going to catch him more on the upside of really good golf days playing. Both of them are quality options. Both of them I could see winning. So just looking at Patrick Fishburne, again, I did make him a core play, but really I think we're going to end up on both of them. So again, I just like Patrick Fishburne just because I do think we're going to catch him on the upside of good golf, whereas if we look at Vince Whaley, we might not be catching him on the upside of good golf. I kind of worry that maybe he peaked a little bit and could see a bad result. But we look at the course history, guys, it's gotten better each year. Okay, so last 2 years, 16th and 28th. So if he gets better again, we're probably looking at a top 10 finish. He's another one that I like as an outright bet, about 50-1. Okay, so I've given you guys about 6 or so outright bets thus far, and I do like all those. Those are going to be the golfers I'm probably on outright wise, and I do think you should probably be ending up on them as well. And then we go ahead and get into another kind of core play for me as well, guys. So looking at the lineup here, we have about 8.5 left over. The common theme of the lineups that I built thus far for this tournament have been that I have too much salary left over. So another player that I really like is going to be Christian Bezuidenhout. Okay, he really pops to me. Don't necessarily love the form, but it's not terrible as well. I'm kind of encouraged that, he played at the Irish Open. At least he played a competitive round. Now he gets back to U.S. soil, which it sounds weird. I don't know. Quick gripe about the Ryder Cup, guys. Like, I find it tough to really get behind the Ryder Cup and really want to celebrate it, want to get excited about it. Even when it was in my home state for, Whistling Straits, I was just like, I don't know. It just lacks something there. And I think it's due to two reasons. One is the time that it takes place of the year. It's during football season, whether that's college football or NFL. That's just a stupid time of the year, especially for Americans. Like, if you're going to play the Ryder Cup on U.S. soil, play it during the summer or play it right after the Tour Championship before football has a stronghold on all the audiences. Like, seriously, no one in my family or my friend group was commenting really on the Ryder Cup. No one cared about the Ryder Cup. And so how do you want the golfers to care about it then? Okay, seriously, like it's so stupid the time of the tournament. I get it. That's like the only time that works. But if you want to get like the best golf being played, play it right after the season. And I get it. Golfers don't want to do that. They want some time off as well. Okay, play it during the middle of the season. Who cares? Honestly, okay, a John Deere Classic event that I love. Let's not do that. The Canadian Open, you're I guess you can't do that as well. There's typically a major around then as well. What, you guys get the point. Find a time to make that event in the schedule. Maybe during a little bit of a lull. Maybe move up a major and move back a major. Okay? Put that in the middle of the major schedule. I don't care. Just do something better to where you're actually getting golfers playing their best golf during the year. Okay, it's a little bit annoying there as well. But also, this is the point I was getting to. Like Sepp Straka playing on the Euro team, it's like, okay, whatever. You're an American too. I'm not going to cheer against you. You have 8 golfers out of the 12 that live or have houses in the United States. Like they live in the United States more than they do, for their team in one of those countries. And that's where it's like, I'm not going to cheer against Tommy Fleetwood, a golfer that I played and was excited to see him win the Tour Championship. Like, I'm not going to bet again. I'm not going to be mad when he plays well. Terrell Hatton's been someone we've rostered a bunch throughout the years in DFS. Like, I'm not going to really cheer against him. I could cheer against Shane Lowry because that was a dumb pick. It should have been Harry Hall. I know he made a clutch putt, but I mean, good that you made one play. Good job. I'm just kidding, but you guys get the point there. And then I will say, with Rory, he basically said he's more American. It's how I read into his comments. I don't know. It's weird. It's just a weird vibe around the Ryder Cup. Something needs to be corrected. And I'm not just saying that because the United States lost. Again, I find myself cheering for players still rather than the team mostly. But I think ultimately it needs to just take place at a different time. But yes, Christian Bazunau, just kind of given his pricing, will be a core play this week. Jumping back into it here, guys. Course history-wise, do like it 6th and 39th. Not the best stat fit, only 50th in the field. A little bit concerning. All of his top key stats are about 60th to 65th in the field, which, okay, fine. But he has made 4 straight cuts in a row as well. Again, just kind of betting more so on that course history being there and the form maybe improving a little bit here. I could see why you wouldn't want to end up on him as a core play, but that's the issue that we have this week, again, is that a play like Christian Bazunau, given his price, is much more appealing than some of the other golfers, maybe lower or higher than him, and that's why I'm going out of my way to roster him. So, and then real quickly, I do just want to talk about these golfers that are likely or possible local ties. And what we're going to notice is that all of them pretty much suck besides one, and that's Lee Hodges. Lee Hodges is someone that has had fine course history, really good stat fit though, and his form has been terrible. That's why we're not going to be on him too much, but it wouldn't be surprising to see him pop off and potentially have a good week here. And then let's go ahead now and move on into more of the value tier. I'm going to start at the 7K range. Joel Damon's decent here. Really poor in his last start. That was very discouraging. Don't love the fact they missed the cut as last start here as well, but he is someone that prior to his missed cut recently was playing good golf, still a good stat fit, and overall does have pretty solid course history. Then I mentioned Henrik Norlander. So the form has fallen off for Henrik Norlander, only 58th in the field, but a pretty good stat fit, does have tremendous course history as well. Again, maybe this is just a natural reset for him for a golfer that honestly, when I saw his price tag, I was like, this is strange. He probably should be a little bit higher price than this just because he is typically a golfer that will give you a decent chance at a make cut. Okay. So I don't mind him. From there, Thomas here is decent. I'm fine with him. Ben Coles, I'm fine with there as well. We have a lot of decent options, but at the same time, I don't think we need to go crazy with any of them there as well. So again, just to recap, guys, Mike Hubbard, core play. I like him as an outright bet. You can get him at 60-1 on FanDuel. Christian Bazuna, I don't know if we necessarily need to place an outright bet on him, but I do think just given his price, and he's someone I like a lot. Patrick Fishburne, I do like as an outright bet. You can get him at about 57-1 on average. But remember, I also like the other option that's priced right around him and also gives us similar odds in Vince Whaley. Vince Whaley, you can get about 52-1 odds there as well. Core play number 4 is going to be the player I'm trying to pay up for the most. That's going to be Emiliano Grillo. You can get him at about 40-1 on FanDuel, average odds of 38-1. Very solid play there for us as well. So when we're trying to kind of close out this build, we'll put Christian Bazun out in there. We have 9.5 left over. Thorbjornsen, top rated player this week. I'm happy with this. Okay, but at the same time, you can make plenty of good lineups without needing to force anything. That's the thing that I like about this week is that I guess because it's a little bit more open, because there's more variance, you don't necessarily need to commit to anything too much. But I think this is a very solid starting point for us this week. All right, guys, and then we're going to go ahead and give you guys kind of a first look build. You're not going to do anything crazy, just going to do about 5 lineups here. Going to click run and just see what it gives us as kind of the top lineups here. So total projected points, Ming-Woo Lee, that's crazy. Keith Mitchell, so I don't like this already, but then we're getting Patrick Fishburne, Vince Whaley, Ricky Castillo, I think is a solid play there as well. So interesting there. It's not necessarily getting to a lot of the plays that I like as much. So what I'm going to do when I'm going through my lineups is boost those players up a little bit more with the lineups. But again, it is worth calling out. We are getting kind of a slate where we're not getting any core plays on paper. Okay, just so you know, like that's an interesting part about this slate. So yeah, if I want to get to Grillo more, I'm going to adjust his fantasy points up a little bit. And that's what I do with the rest of the plays there as well. That's going to do it for this video, guys. I appreciate you being here. Kind of a quick and easy video here for you guys. Make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys have not done so before. If you guys would like access to any of the 9-to-5 fantasy golf tools, head on over to 9to5sports.com. Get access to all those tools for a low monthly cost of $10 a month. Appreciate you guys being here. Good luck, and as always, let's keep cashing.